Sometimes it's the most unremarkable things that make the biggest impact. I don't know that many people who would be excited about a mic arm, but there's a lot of people, I know, I'm one of them, who'd be frustrated by a bad microphone arm. Fifine reached out to me. This is their microphone that I have fallen in love with, and I use it for all my videos now. I really like how it sounds. And they wanted me to test their microphone arm as well as an XLR to digital USB-C audio interface. So I'm going to talk about both of those today and why I think they're great choices, especially this mic arm. I have avoided any kind of microphone arm for the longest time because anytime I've bought one, it's been terrible. They look like you could position them nicely and appropriately, but then they're either too tight or too loose. You're constantly like locking them down and then you're trying to position it and you're fighting against it. It doesn't stay where you want. So when Fifine was like, hey, will you test out ours? I told them, I said, I really haven't had good experiences with mic arms. And I said, hey, try this one. We think you're going to like it. And thankfully I do. It is just that. It's a microphone arm, a low profile one, so you can swing it. And I apologize if there's any mic handling noise. I'm going to move it to show you. Hopefully the shock mount does its job, but you can just, you can position as you would want. Like let's say I want it up here and to reposition there. Everything just kind of works. It's tight enough that you're not fighting it and it holds its place. So not too loose, not too tight, just right. And that's what I've always wanted. And I don't know, it just works. That's why I said it's not remarkable because it just does its job, what you would expect. But that makes it remarkable because there's so many of these mic arms out there that constantly fail you. And you see people using them on podcasts and in YouTube videos and in streams. And you just know, if you've ever used them, oh wow, they're probably struggling. They hate that thing. I was using this kind of bendy mic stand that had to be on the ground. I had to have a sandbag on it to weight it down right, but it was about the best solution I could find at the time because I didn't want those terrible junky mic arms. So now that I have this, I actually really like it. It's quite improved. It attaches right to the desk as it should. It's low profile, swings right over a keyboard or anything you would have on the desk, your phone, etc. And it just works and I like it and I would recommend it. It's not super expensive. It's actually quite affordable, I would say. And it even has the ability to hide the XLR cable. These panels kind of pop off and you can run a cable through it for some cable management, which is really, really nice. It just works and that's what I love. The other thing they sent me was this XLR box that converts to digital signal so you can output that audio over USB-C into your computer. And what's cool about this is that it has two inputs, so you can mix. Now, I'm not a musician. I don't play an instrument. I learned a couple growing up, but you can do that. So if you're playing guitar and you want to sing vocals alongside, that's what this is kind of meant. And you have independent level control for each of those, as well as output. And you have an XLR input as well as a 1/4-inch input. And then you have USB-C out as well as left and right outputs, as well as headphone outputs, which is just great. The headphone output is 1/4-inch, but you can adapt that to 3.5 millimeter if you prefer. And this is really nice because you could use it to get audio from an XLR microphone. This microphone actually from Fifine has USB-C output on it as well. So this is one like box I don't necessarily need for this particular mic. But if you do have an XLR microphone and you want to get it to your computer as an input, and maybe you want to mix it with an instrument or another input, you could certainly do that. And if you want to convert XLR to, camera signal, you could do that as well via that headphone output. 3.5 millimeter, lots of hybrid mirrorless cameras allow for that type of input. So it's just a nice, simple interface, also very affordable, very reasonable. It's not a recorder. It's not going to, have an SD card or anything in it. It's just an interface to get one format to another with a little bit of extra fine-tuned control. So you can, kind of do a little bit of basic mixing. It's not a full audio board or anything like that, but a simple, intuitive interface that anyone could use for their home computer. Now, it's USB-C. So yeah, I can go into a computer, but what's kind of cool and how I'm using it is I have it running to my phone. Yeah, because it's USB-C out. Again, this microphone could do that. But if it wasn't, if this microphone was just XLR, I could run it to the XLR box here and then USB-C out to a phone. And right now that is how it's being recorded to my voice memos here. This is one extra step for me because normally I would do XLR right to the camera. There's nothing to sync. But because I'm doing this way, before recording, I did a little clap sync marker so I can take my audio and my video and sync it up in editing. Why would you want to do this? Well, let's imagine you want to go out and you want to record a song out in the woods or something like that. You've got your microphone, you got your guitar, you got your box, and you can plug into your phone, and that's what's supplying power. My phone is actually powering this box right now, believe it or not. So XLR audio powered by my phone via USB-C, kind of not wireless. It does have some wires, but it's powerless. I don't know what the right terminology. You're not plugging it into a wall anywhere. So it's very portable, very remote, and you can record audio or up to 2 inputs, in fact, mixed together straight to your phone. Let's say you want to do some kind of live stream from your phone with an audio like this. You can do it that way. So lots of options to mix and match based on your particular project, what you're trying to achieve, and just really nice to have something that's so flexible compared to XLR, which is tried and true. It's the old school, the rock solid way to get audio from point A to point B. But nowadays, there's not a lot of options, especially like your computer doesn't have XLR inputs. Your phone certainly doesn't have XLR inputs. And so it's just nice to have an interface to get an XLR microphone into that more digital space so you can actually use it for a live stream, a podcast, or any type of audio recording that you're trying to do. So both of these I would highly recommend if you're in the market for either of these types of things. The mic arm is perfect solution for what problem I've always had, and I kind of had just like a whatever stand next to me. It worked, but it was always getting in the way. I was like hitting it. I felt like I was always stuck. Like I couldn't use one of my arms because the mic arm was in the way. This solves all that, and I'll probably just keep it like this because it's really nice. And then this XLR interface, that's not something I needed for my particular setup, but I do see the value in having something like it, especially if you're trying to convert XLR to one of those other signals or formats. So check them both out. They're really nice. The audio XLR box is kind of more of a plastic material, so don't be surprised if you open that up and you're expecting something like metal. It is more plastic, while the mic arm is very sturdy metal. I don't know exactly what it's made out of, but it's something very nice and very durable, at least in terms of feeling. We'll see how long it lasts, but I'm quite confident that it's nice and it just, it just works the way you'd want. Again, I apologize for any mic handling noise, but like just having it where I can move it wherever I want and it just works the way you would want. You just kind of set it and there you go. All of those other mic arms are constantly losing their position. You're trying to fight with it. This one actually just works. And that's all you want sometimes out of a product, out of a device. Is it just to work the way you want? And these ones do that.